misconception about news publishing is that it only exists in a print format, or it only exists in a print and online format. And the reality is news publishing exists across a lot of different media and a lot of different types of media.
The misconception is that we are still talking about print and the physical printed paper, when we're acknowledging that news is now such a more omni-channel concept, and it's not a linear concept for most consumers as well. And I think agencies and clients might be on that journey, but if we look at any of our internal systems and we look at spend and investment levels, it still says print. Like, we as an industry aren't great at changing our labels and how we think about a medium. So I think the misconceptions start with us.
It's interesting because I wonder whether the entry level media assistant or executive have the same experience and whether they look at it. We have print, and maybe we should be talking about total news, so changing the language so it's consistent as well in how we're talking.
I would say news as a format is underutilised. If you're talking about other news publishers specifically, I think are underutilised. I would say that we should be pushing ourselves to think about non-conventional news publishers as well, and actually thinking about it's a very big industry.
Like, if I'm being honest, it's a generational thing in terms of the consumption of it not necessarily being as pervasive from a brand perspective. Having a paper delivered, picking up a paper every day, becomes quite habitual, whereas now the access and the plethora to news brands is so broad, both locally and globally, that's probably been a bit of a barrier.
So I think we just forget that how powerful it is and how often we're doing it and are completely unaware of it. Being reminded that we're 2 times more likely to talk about something we've seen in a news environment versus even what we're seeing on our streaming services.